Hello and welcome to Tyrannus Gaming. And yes, this doesn't have anything to do with gaming, so leave a comment letting me know if you'd like to see more or less of these kinds of non-gaming videos. I wanted to discuss a character that I took an immediate liking to in an anime known as Eminence in Shadows. For those of you that don't know, Eminence in Shadows follows a protagonist known as Sid Kageno, a 34-year-old edgelord with a penchant for the dramatic. In this story, there is a man known as Goldie Gilded. His major debut is in the God of War tournament arc. A man clad in golden armor, Goldie is depicted as a narcissist and an arrogant fool of a man that only fights the weak, preferring to back out of fights that he can't win, marking him as a coward that only fights the weak. Thus, he was branded as the ever-victorious Golden Dragon. However, this title was something that Goldie hated and despised, as it was a title that ate away at him, causing him to project his inner war onto others. His most recent victim was a lanky, lazy, and unremarkable man with no worldly connections, known as Mundane Man. He whom lurks in the shadows of life and death, seeking a place to die. Seeing this, Goldie rates him with an arbitrary 17 battle power, bragging that he himself is at 4,000. With this, Goldie becomes ever more enraged at the sight of such a weakling in the tournament, and it disgusted him how Mundane's previous 3 victories were won by technicalities. Goldie would go down in history as a pathetic loudmouth that couldn't even defeat a weak, depressed, middle-aged man looking for a place to die. But is that really the truth?
Fight! Begin!
Confuse you. Don't stand still! Whether they're illusions or real sword strikes, I will strike them all down together!
What's the matter? We're just getting started, aren't we, Iris Midgar?
Now we're at the most obvious point here, and the reason I made this video. Did Goldo get his comeuppance? That is to say, did Goldie deserve to be humiliated by Mundane Man? Let's consider what's happening before we come to judgment on Goldie. Look at this from Goldie's perspective. A new face shows up, and lucks his way to the third fight, as all of his opponents dropped out on technicalities. Does this sound familiar? Goldie has never been wrong about anyone before, yet he's been pathologically wrong about Mundane Man, as he never seems to lose, but never seems to win. Goldie wanted to prove that Mundane Man was weak and a fraud, and in doing so, prove the other contestants didn't belong in the tournament either. In a way, Goldie wanted to prove he himself didn't belong in the God of War tournament, as he sees himself as a coward and a fraud. How can Goldie miscalculate Mundane Man's power so poorly? And why didn't Goldo stand a chance against this very mundane man? Well, my friends, no matter how good Goldo was, no matter how experienced he was, he never learned of the saying, "Never underestimate an old man in a profession where men die young." It seems Goldie never would have guessed that he met a man that cast an endless shadow over a garden of deceit.
It's you!